Good day, welcome to Sports Scope on the live news where we bring you the biggest sports stories making headlines across the globe. I am Amarachi Odinaka. On today's program, we begin with the Super Falcons as their title defense campaign has been firmly put back on track following their crucial victory over Zambia, a result that has also eased some tension among supporters. We'll also hear from the head coach Justin Madugo on the tactics behind that crucial victory before being joined by Super Falcons media officer Mary Akinshola for the latest updates from the team's camp. We'll also take a look at the current 2026 WAFCON group standing and, of course, Team Nigeria's impressive campaign at the just concluded 2026 Commonwealth Games. Well, these are some of the major stories making headlines in the world of sports. We'll take a short break now, and when we return, we'll dive into all the conversation.
The institutions that matter in the future will not simply distribute content. They will build trust. They will build communities. They will build influence. ANN was created for this moment.
Welcome back to Sports Scope. Now, the Queens of Africa are back. The Super Falcons of Nigeria have once again had their dominance in African women football reaffirmed following their victory over Zambia at the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Well, a remarkable response from the defending champions following their 3-2 setback against Malawi in their opening encounter. Well, after going down to 10 players in the 40th minute, the Super Falcons were able to hold down their nerve and see out a crucial victory with the tactics behind this result highlighted by the head coach Justin Madugo. Let's take a listen to Coach Justin Madugo in his post-match reaction.
We have versatile players in the team that are flexible, that could play in different positions. We already had Christy, that was playing more as a holding midfielder. And we also know that she's a central defender. She can equally play from the central defense. So when Dimehi got the red card, the natural thing is to drop the other central defender without even making any changes. We kept watching the way the game went on. And we had two plans of what to do in the event of what we are anticipating the opposition will do. But we didn't want to attract, go back, sit at home, and then allow them come at us, because that could also be danger. So we said, let us keep play in front, keep believing, and keep the ball, and then see how we could also see out the game, or possibly do a quick counter and get the second goal to kill off the game.
That was a post-match press conference from the Super Falcons head coach Justin Madugo. We'll take a short break now. We're expecting the Super Falcons media officer Mary Akinshola join us on the show. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll have the media officer join us on the show. Stay with us.
Africa is changing. Its influence is growing. Its economies are evolving.
Welcome back. On this segment of Sportscope, we'll turn our attention to the 2026 WAFCON group standing. Well, currently, we have on the group standing with 2 group matches played and just 1 fixture remaining for each teams. The race for the knockout stage is beginning to take shape. Let's take a look at the latest standing across all 4 groups. Well, in Group A, Morocco leads the way with 6 points, followed by Algeria and Senegal, both on 3 points, while Kenya remain without a point. In Group B, Ivory Coast sits top with 4 points, with Burkina Faso and Tanzania both on 3 points. South Africa have 1 point. Group C sees Malawi with 6 points, while Nigeria, Zambia, and are in 3 points. Egypt are yet to register a point in that group. And finally, in the Group D, we have Cameroon lead with 6 points, followed by Ghana and Mali on 3 points, while Cape Verde are still searching for a point. That is that for the group stage table. But this is how the group is currently standing, with one final round of fixture left to be played. Now, to wrap up the show, we'll look at briefly to the just concluded Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games, where Team Nigeria enjoyed a remarkable campaign, finishing as the highest ranked African nations with an impressive 24 medals, 10 gold, 7 silvers and 7 bronze for the Nigerian team at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Scotland. Among the many outstanding athletes who excelled for Team Nigeria were Toby Amushon, who claimed bronze, Samuel Ogasi, who secured a gold in men's 400 meters, and Israel Nathaniel, who made history with gold in 400-meter hurdles. Well, Keinsola Ajayi and Ella were also among those who secured podium finishes, while Jessica Oji and Temitope Adesina declared impressive performance in the field events. Well, in para-athletes and para-powerlifting, further success was recorded with Folashade Oluwafemiayo and Rita Ferdinand producing world record performances on their way to the podium. Well, congratulations to Team Nigeria and the National Sports Commission on the memorable Commonwealth competition. That's the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Scotland. We hope to see conversations continue as the momentum is carried along after the 2026 Commonwealth Games. And we'll take a short break now, and when we return, we'll still be expecting the Super Falcons media officer join us on the last segment of the show before we wrap up the show today. My name is Amrachi Odinaka, and keep staying with us. Well, welcome back to the show. It's been conversations on the Super Falcons and the 2026 WAFCON in Morocco. Well, joining me on the show now, we have the Super Falcons media officer, Mary Akishola, join us on the show today. Mary, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
How you feeling?
I'm okay, thank you. And you?
I am doing quite great. Congratulations to the team on that, performance against Zambia and reviving the hope of supporters around the world. What's the mood like? I would like to dive into the conversation so we don't take much of your time, because I know how busy you are with the team. Okay, so looking at that performance against Zambia and how we went from the Malawi game down to this, what's the mood like in the team's camp currently?
It's a mood of hope. Everyone feels alive. Everyone understands the enormity of what we have in front of us. We know that the job isn't done yet. We know there's still so much to do. We know qualification is still very important, looking at, the pace of things right now in the group. And all around, everyone is doing the best possible to make sure that we secure that very important slot into the next round.
Okay, well said from you. There's one thing that, that's been on people's mind, me too, because one thing we know the Super Falcons for we are a team that is resilient. The national team, the Nigerian team will have set the record, of beautiful performances from the 2024 WAFCON so far with how the team performed. What was that transition like? How did we get that? How do we get it back together from that, defeat against Malawi, the social media rants and all of that, and that defeat against Zambia that defeated Egypt 6-0, tough game. How was the team able to process that, and how did we change that game for the team?
Ultimately, coming into the tournament, from the start, we had told ourselves that we were going into this tournament with lots of respect for all of our opponents. We were not going to look at them from the same lens we viewed them from previous tournaments. Of course, going up against Malawi, who were debutants in this competition, apart from the fact that they had been to COSAFA and the rest of them for a while, we understood the fact that it was going to be different for us this time. And we went into that game against Malawi. Unfortunately, we lost once again badly on the job. That happens sometimes. You put plans together and it just doesn't work the way you'd expect it to go. But we understood the enormity of the faith that Nigerians have put in us. We understand how much Nigerians trust the team, the support and all of that. And we realized that we needed to do a whole lot to bring back the confidence that has been imposed on us for so long. And that really helped us transition from, that loss into that win despite all we faced on the day.
Okay, well said. I love how you explained that. Well said. The team has done quite well, reviving the hope and um, chasing the title record again. One thing that has been a conversation I must like to get to know from you, because you are in the team camp and you were in the team, it's about the hospitality. Before going down to Rabat, there were conversations in Casablanca, but I wouldn't want to take us back to that because we're moving forward right now. But tell us, what's the updates with hospitality for the team? How is it like in the team camp?
Hospitality is great. We're having a great time out here. Everyone is comfortable. Everyone feels home. Everyone just, we've got all we need, to be able to look forward to the last game we've got against Egypt
Okay.
for the group stage.
Okay. Thank you. And we're glad to know that the Super Falcons are being given the treatment they deserve. I mean, 10-time African champions and going to get this 11th, title. Now, maybe I would like to get to know from you. Last week, I saw that you put out a statement that the NSC has promised that every goal, scored at this group stage phase for the Super Falcons, the team would get $5,000, if I'm correct. Now, as it starts, against Zambia has scored a goal. Tell us, what's the progress with that so far, with the NSC and the $5,000 promise?
Of course, all promises remain intact, but for us, it's all about getting this qualification. We're not all that focused on the money right now. We're focused on getting this qualification, making it down to the final day of this competition, and that's where all of our thoughts, is hinged at the moment.
Okay, all right, that's nice. It's good to know that the team is, very much focused, because this is crucial. Now, talking about the focus on the team, our next game is against Egypt. We're going to be taking on, Egypt in that next game. How is the team, approaching this particular game? Because we know it's important. We've gotten the win against Zambia, and this game against Egypt is very crucial. The last group stage game for the Super Falcons. How is the team approaching that particular game?
We're approaching this game with the mindset of we need to do all we can at this time to get that qualification into the next round. And that is all of the focus from every member of the team right now. All we're doing, the preparations, the talks, all of that is centered upon that. We're not too focused on what's going to happen against Zambia and Malawi. We just want to get the job done on our side and make sure that once that is sorted, and then we'll see how it goes on the other side.
All right, well said from you. Before I let you go, because I know, like I said, I know how busy it can get with the team. But one thing is that, Nigerians, from what happened to Malawi, yes, the hope is back with the game against Zambia. But, as the team media officer, what is the message for Nigerian supporters, that's been supporting the team right now from what happened against Malawi? And now everyone is still excited and hopeful, for us to go into this particular Egypt and get a victory. And of course, not maybe, because I believe in the Super Falcons, get to the final and also book, the ticket for the 2027 Women's World Cup in Brazil. What's the message for Nigerian supporters before we let you go?
Thank you. First, I would say thank you so much for sticking with us. Thank you so much for believing in us. If there's a team that understands how to deliver under pressure, if there's a team that understands how to constantly, work and get the results, it's the Super Falcons of Nigeria. We've done this over and over again. I think we've proved ourselves over the years, 10-time champions. That's a record that's not really quite common out there. But more importantly, I want to say thank you to Nigerians. Thank you so much. We feel the love, the criticisms, the talks, all of it. We feel it. We welcome it. We're open to them. Yeah. And we want to say a huge thank you, for the confidence you've always impressed in us, for the prayers, for the love, and all the kind words you've always sent our way. And we can only implore you and say, can you just please doing that for us? We'd really appreciate it, because we know that with your thoughts and your prayers, solidly behind us, there's no mountain that's too high for us to, not surmount.
Yes, okay, thank you so much. And we believe there's no mountain that is too high for the Super Falcons. And yes, maybe congratulations to the team on that win. And we hope to have you on the show again. And good luck to the Super Falcons as we go into that game against Egypt. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me, Amara. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. That brings us to the end of today's, edition of Sportscope. As you heard from the Super Falcons media officer, the Super Falcons are back on track for their title defense at the 2026 WAFCON in Morocco. Wish them the best, and we hope to get to hear more updates from the Super Falcons camp as the WAFCON progresses. That brings us to the end of today's edition of Sportscope. It's been a pleasure bringing you the latest updates in sports. Thank you for staying with us. I am Amarachi Odinaka for our live news. Have a wonderful day.
This is ANN